Are you ready to invest in your financial future? Before you hit that buy button, learn how to separate the winners from the losers. In today's video, we're going to be diving into the ultimate guide on how to identify if a stock is a good or bad buy. Before we get started, I do want to make a disclaimer and state that this is not financial advice. I am merely stating my own opinion. First things first, I'm going to be dragging you back into the My Stocks portfolio app that I did in the previous video. We are going to be using this app in order to determine whether or not the stocks that we choose are good or not. Just like last time, in order to clear out any distractions, any of these other stocks that are in here we're not going to be looking at, we are going to delete. Obviously, if this is your actual portfolio and you have buys and sells into your holdings, you wouldn't want to delete these. With that being said, what we're going to want to do is open a sublet of our own portfolio. Since my main portfolio is a test portfolio, I don't have to change that. Once you've done that, we're going to hit the little plus button at the top, which allows us to quote another stock. This time, something a little different. We're going to quote Walmart. Now there's a specific reason I choose Walmart for this. There's a saying that's to be said with any stock ever. You want to make sure that whatever stock you get, it is the Amazon or the Walmart of that stock class. What I mean is, let's say there is a variety of the same stocks performing a particular niche, like multiple movie theaters or multiple Walmart chains. What separates that chain different from the rest? What allows them to grow? What allows them to keep building wealth? Do they have any means to gain more money? Do they have any means to monetize? How are their earnings doing? These are things that we need to be looking at. Now that the transaction is being tracked, we're going to want to tap on it again. Not only are we looking for the graph, but we are actually looking for the stuff under it as well. But for the meantime, looking at the graph, we can actually see a lot of detail about how the stock is doing. Looking at a stock over a day or even a 5-day period of trading doesn't give much information. It can also be very misleading, as sometimes a very good stock that might have the opportunity to grow really well may be in the red. For somebody that's a novice investor, usually when they see red, they think it is not a good sign, but this is not always the case. Using the other time elements on the chart can help greatly. Looking at the maximum timeline on a stock market can tell you if a stock is planning to overperform or if it's going to go under. It can also give you a good gauge as to if it's a good buy to get into right now, as you can tell based on the price of its inception into the public market. How can you see this though, you might be asking? Well, if you scroll down just a bit further, you'll see some news articles and other information about the stocks that you just quoted. People consider this news bullish or bearish, essentially telling if it's a good sign for the stock or if it's something that's bad and will hinder its growth. Looking at this can, but is not guaranteed to help you perform better into the stock market. It can just give you some insight as to how well the stock is doing sometimes. Another interesting thing to look at, and it is quite important, is the SEC filings. This can give you all types of information about what's going on with your stock, like any type of reverse splits, any type of money problems, liquidity problems, debt problems, anything that is going on with the inner workings of the stock. These are often harder to find, and you'll have to do your own digging in order to look for them. Now here's the ultimate piece, I think, to investing in certain stocks. You've got to ask yourself, down to an application level, do you use the product that you're investing into? Here's what I mean by that. Let's take a look at Walmart.com. Most people use it because it's Walmart. They're brick and mortar chains, everybody knows them, they're readily available, they have lots of different quantities of objects for all different types of families. From hunting to toys to food to all different types of stuff. On top of that, as you can see online, they present their business model through selling goods online and shipping it the same way Amazon would. You can also see they offer perks like Walmart Plus and other rewards memberships and subscription bonuses. Something important to look at here too is not only if you use it, but does your family use it? Do the people around you immediately use it? Does your daughter use it when she needs something? Does your mother use it when she needs something? These are questions that you should be asking yourself. Because if the stock is not yet the Walmart of its company, brand, or whatever it's trying to do, then you could be the early adopter for that. Nobody assumed Apple was going to blow up the way it was until Apple was this huge company, and now everybody wished they jumped in. You could potentially invest into a penny stock and struck rich. Of course, I'm not saying to go out and just buy penny stocks. Penny stocks are incredibly risky and present a lot higher risk than any normal stock would, let's say Walmart or Microsoft. But with that being said, they do present the opportunity to make growth at a much more rapid pace if it were to go upward, because it has a lot more up to go than it does down. If you're looking at it from a business level, you're reading the SEC filings, you're looking at bullish and bearish news, and you're asking yourself on an application level if you truly use that or intend to use it, then you should have a sound investment in your hands. All it takes at that point is the time to grow and the money that you put into it. It really doesn't take much to learn how to invest into a company, and it takes even less to have the knowledge to go ahead and do it. Some people invest without having any idea what they're investing into, let alone the name of the company. Most people just assume that their 401ks are doing it for them. And yes, their 401ks are investing into the stock market, but you do not realize what kind of returns you're getting. The returns that you see on your 401k are not guaranteed. As I do on any normal day, I will invest, and I will tell all of my strongest investors to be watching their money very closely. If you like this new series and you want to see more, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, etc. Everything to help the channel grow. Leave some comments and let me know what type of videos you want to see next. If I should make some more about investing, more about stocks and how to get into them, more about precious metals, let me know.
Taxpansion.